Hey guys, what's going on? I'm doing a video today on a new indicator system for TradingView that I found called VIPIndicators. Before we get started, let's talk very quickly about one of the free courses that I offer. It's called Learn How to Win 90% of Your Trades in 90 Seconds. Now, I just want to make sure you guys know it doesn't mean in 90 seconds is the length of the trade. It means the core video that starts off this free course is only 90 seconds long. It can give you the basic concepts pretty quickly. So definitely check that out. It's well worth it. It's a free course. Some people sell this for or similar material for $1,000, and that really isn't fair in my opinion. I think giving it out as a free course will really help people. So check the description below and you'll get a link to this page right here where you can learn how to win 90% of your trades or more in just 90 seconds. So definitely check that out. I also want to give a quick heads up to Algo Pro. So this is one of the most popular TradingView indicators for buy and sell signals. I've done a full review of it and I've got tons of videos on the channel that basically go through Algo Pro, and it's a much more powerful system than the one I'm about to talk about today. It's definitely my favorite. The value is really high. It definitely costs more than the VIP indicators that I'm going to talk about today, but it definitely gives a lot more value, so definitely check it out. I think you guys will really like it. It's only, I think, $189 or $200 or something, and it's really good, so definitely check it out. Also check out my full video review here, and there's several in here, video reviews like this one, Algo Pro plus 50% profits. But check out this blog post as well. I'll leave a link in the description below, and I think you guys will find it pretty valuable. So let's get started with the new indicator system that I've just started using. The bottom line here, and you should watch this whole video because I definitely go through each and every part of this. But the bottom line here is this is a low cost indicator. You can get started for just $9 per month, which is really low. I mean, it's kind of a joke really how low that is. The problem is you get what you pay for, right? So $9 might seem very attractive, and they do a really good job on the landing page here that we're looking at right now. But the problem is the indicator itself is pretty poor, and they make a lot of bold claims on the website, which I've not been able to substantiate at all. So if you look here, you can see to get access to the VIP indicators, you first need to get access here for $9. And they go through this, like all this stuff, how like you can win, it's a really high win rate. I'm going to show you why I don't think that's true in a few minutes, so just stick around for that. I'm going to go through the website a little bit here, just to kind of look and see what they're claiming. So this is kind of the typical thing you see on these indicator web pages. So you can see they put like some of their nicest alerts here. Obviously they're going to cherry pick the nice looking ones, right? So let's go through here. One thing they do offer is a trading course, but I've not been able to access that or even find out where it is. So that's something to think about if you're looking for like oh, $9 and I get a trading course. It's got master candlesticks in there, trading for beginners, introduction to trading. I never got offered this when I purchased this, so I haven't been able to see that course or several courses anywhere inside my dashboard for this. So I was a little disappointed at that, not because I need the course, but because they're offering something they're not delivering on. And I think that's a kind of my main problem with this indicator, and I'm going to show you the actual indicator in action and then backtest it in a few minutes. Just want to go through this first, but my main problem here is they're over-promising, and I'll show you why they're over-promising. So if you go into the frequently asked questions, and I'll leave a link in the description so you can go and check this page out for yourself, because I'm not saying this indicator has no use, it's just not as good as, say, Algo Pro or Lux Algo or one of these other ones. And honestly, sometimes you get what you pay for, right? And this is only $9. So just looking through here, this is one of the things that I object to a little bit, and you'll see why in a few minutes. It says on average the VIP indicators can make profit up to 93% of the time. This is based on years of backtesting by our team and customers. So up to 93% is a bit misleading because you immediately think, oh, it's got a 93% win rate. But I haven't seen any of the backtests that show anywhere even close to 93% of the time. I spent a good hour or two last night going through different backtests, different time frames, different tickers, and I really have not been able to find it. And they mention it many times on the landing page and in like their introduction video that this has a 93% accuracy, and that's just not true. So let's go and have a look at some of the indicators. So when you buy this, you get multiple different indicators which is what you generally get with all these, like Algo Pro and everything. Most of these invite-only scripts are my other stuff. What we're looking at here is just down the bottom. So we're looking at these VIP indicators. So you get market prediction indicator, support and resistance matrix, the trend navigator, VIP scanner, VIP market scanner, VIP oscillator. So these are the VIP indicators. So most of these I found to be pretty useless. So if we go to the first one, which is the market predictor indicator. This one sounds good on paper, so I'm going to load it up here. So let's get rid of this thing. So actually this is quite interesting on the daily. So yeah, maybe it's looking at this because the market was closed, but this is what they're predicting. So I've never seen anything like this before, but this is on the daily chart in SPY. So this is a long time frame, but what they're predicting is a bit of a move down and then a slow grind up on the market all the way up to here. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see if it gives it on shorter time frames. It's got my attention a little bit. Apparently that works really well, but obviously we'll have to wait a while to see if that works out. But this is interesting. So here's the 5-minute chart, and you can see they're predicting, so you can see the predicted outcome is on the most recent candle. They're saying on SPY the next 5-minute chart is going to go down all the way down to here. This dotted line is the predicted trajectory. So maybe if we do it in the 1 minute, we can look and see if it actually follows that. Let's see if it loads it up. Okay, so on the 1 minute, this is what's a bit weird though. The 1 minute they're saying it's going to go up. So something's not quite right there, right? So it's saying it's bullish. It's going to go up on the 1 minute by the time it hits the next hour, which is 9 Central Time here. So in 20 minutes, we should be around about the same, if not a little bit higher. So I'm a little bit confused here, but like this is nice, but is it really accurate? So let's take a screenshot of that. So each one of these is a 1 minute candle though. So let's see, 842, 843. Actually, not each one, 844. This video is not going to be very long, but let's see if we end up here around the 550 on SPY before the end of the video. So that's in 4 minutes from now. So let's see if that actually works. Let's just mark that because I think they're going to change. I think this will change as time goes on. So let's just draw this out a little bit. See if I can just draw this. So this is the prediction they're saying roughly is going to be how the next little bit works out. That's close enough. How this is calculated, I have no idea, but you can see that's kind of what they're saying. So we'll come back to that. So anyway, that's the market predictor indicator, which is really interesting. It definitely is something quite novel. Like I haven't seen this anywhere else. But the big question is, does it work? And that, the jury's out at the moment. So let's come back to that and see if it regains this trend line. It looks like it's selling off at the moment. The 5 minute one right here. So you can see this is what's bizarre, is the 5 minute is saying we're gonna go down. So let's draw the 5 minute in here. I'm just doing it because I'll come back to this after the video's done and see. So they're saying the 5 minute chart is gonna go like this. So you can see the problem straight away, right? It's like the 5 minute chart is completely different from the 1 minute chart. So how can it go up on the 1 minute and down on the 5 minute? That makes me really skeptical of this predictor indicator. It's a nice idea, but I'll have to come back and revisit this with a bit more data for you guys to see if this actually works out. Anyway, we'll come back to that. It looks like the 5 minute chart is more accurate at the moment than the 1 minute, but we'll come back to that once we look at some of the other indicators here. So if we go back into my invite-only scripts, the support and resistance matrix is really boring. All of these indicators have it. I've not found them to be that useful, but maybe you guys do. It basically marks support and resistance levels, so you can see that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So, you know, you can see the green here is the support, and it does bounce off it twice, which is nice. But it just blows through this resistance. It seems to be respecting this one right here. So you can use it as part of your arsenal, right? To see if you can use these things to help your trading. But I've never found them to be all that useful with these indicators. This one doesn't look too bad though, but it's something that, you know, you'd have to kind of check for yourself. But it's not something that I buy these indicators for. So that is not particularly impressive. We go down here. Now we get into the meat of everything, right? So the VIP market scanner, version 1 and version 2. Version 1 I prefer because it has backtesting included, so it has got a nice feature in it, which is good. That's one of the pros, is it's got a really nice feature where you click on the signals and you can click place trades and it'll actually start backtesting for you, which is really nice. So let's take a quick look at the signals here. One thing I like to do is put it onto the daily chart. So if we go to the daily chart right here, you can see we have a sell signal and we went down, we have a buy signal, we went up, and a sell signal, we went down. So at a glance, this actually looks quite good. So look at this big long buy. This went from November 23 all the way to March 24. And you wouldn't have had many trades, but if you'd stayed in this trade, it would have done really well. So you can see there's a couple of things starting to get a little bit more flaky out here. But overall, it looks pretty decent. Obviously, the sell signal doesn't work here very well. But the nice thing about this program is we can check their 93% win rate, right? So you can say, well, they claim a 93% win rate. In my experience, generally the longer time frames work better with these types of indicators, all of them, all the trading view indicators, because you're getting away from the market noise and stuff. So usually the daily charts look the best. So we go into here and we hit place the trades, which is basically back testing. You can see that these little markers appear where you have a sell and you take profit. So whatever this is set to right now, and you can set that in the actual settings here, so you can set your risk and risk reward ratio. I've messed around with these and it doesn't change the outcome very much of the back testing, so I'm not going to bother with that right now. You go to strategy tester, you get the data, right? So you can do performance summary, and it gives you the gross profit, gross loss. They give you all the list of trades that are included. I think there's like 17 in this one. Yeah, 17 closed trades. So here's the problem I have. It says it's 47% profitable, which is not by itself that big a deal, except for the fact that they're claiming 93%, and the daily charts are generally the most accurate. So that's half almost of what they actually claim it to be. And usually you find, like I said, that these daily charts are the most accurate. But not only that, is you actually have a profit factor less than 1, which means this is not a profitable strategy. If you were just to follow the signals blindly, which I don't advise you do, it's not what I've done in the past. Usually I make up my own rules based on what's working. For example, if I'm doing options, I'll do like a 10% profit thing. That way you can make more of the trades winners, and as long as you cut your losses quickly, you can generally still use these systems to be profitable trading systems. So you can't just blindly follow the alerts. So I'm being a little harsh here because generally you're not really supposed to just blindly follow these. There's supposed to be a tool in your tool chest for profitable trading. However, when they claim 93% accuracy and you're seeing 47% on the actual thing, then that's not particularly good. And you can see if you go down, I think 30 minutes was the best time frame here. So you got a profit factor just over 1, so not exactly huge and something to be raving about. But you can see the percent profitable is still only 40%. Look at a couple other time frames here. If we drop to the shorter time frames, because maybe it works better in the short time frames, 37% profitable and less than 1 profit factor. So again, unprofitable strategy. 1 minute, again, 41% profitable and even lower profit factor. You can see we're in the red here quite a lot. And so my biggest problem with this whole VIP indicator system is I like the fact that they've got a backtester. The problem is the backtester is not agreeing with anything they claim on their landing page at all. So I can't recommend the system with, as it is. And I've looked at multiple different tickers. That obviously is just SPY, but I've looked at like 5 to 10 other tickers. I've looked at crypto and the futures, and it's almost impossible to get anything like a 93% win rate. But worse, like the profit factors are nearly always less than 1. So blindly following these signals wouldn't work. And that's not too surprising, but when you claim it does on your website, that's kind of a problem, right? So anyway, that's the market scanner. They have a version 2 for this, so we go back into here. Here is the version 2, so you like VIPIndicators version 2. It doesn't have a backtesting part to it though, which is a bit annoying. And the signals look kind of similar, kind of noisy, so let's take a quick look at that while we're waiting for SPY to do stuff. So you can see like there's kind of fake outs here, even on the 4-hour chart. You can see there's a sell signal, buy signal. This one would have worked, this one would have worked. So you can kind of eyeball it, but there's quite a lot of choppiness. And usually I find in these lower cost programs is you do get this choppiness more. But what's most frustrating about VIP indicators is it can't actually do anything to change this. There's very few things in here that it can actually change that has any real effect. They don't even have like a multiplier or a sensitivity button. I guess they do have this multiplier. I don't have ATR multiplier though. That's not quite what I'm looking for here, but you can see it does actually change it a little bit. So maybe that's something to play with. We can go back to the one that has backtesting and just play with that really quickly here. So let's pull up the other one. So, because I don't want to be too harsh on these guys, but I have been a little bit disappointed with it. So let's do strategy tester. Let's go onto the daily. Let's just go with something that, you know, should give a good result. So let's do this one. Let's put the place the trades. And you can immediately see the ATR multiplier down here. So let's see if we put that up, if we change this percentage here. So that's a lot more impressive. So you can see as I changed this, we now have a 66%. Wow, this is a lot better. So I stand corrected, guys. I think this program might actually be useful because you can change this ATR multiplier and you can see the profit factor on the daily is now 2.6. That's very respectable and 66% profitable. Let's keep going up. Let's see if we can get to that 93%. So it's starting to go down again here. So it looks like there's some sweet spots on the ATR multiplier here. But again, I can't get this to say 93%. It looks like 66% is the best I can get. But this is pretty respectable. Let's have a quick look at the shorter time frames again while we're waiting to see if the SPY prediction indicator part of this works out. Let's look at the 5 minutes. So looking at 5 minutes here, we're still negative on the profit factor. Percent profitable is only 35%. Let's go into the ATR multiplier and adjust it for best results on this one. So maybe it's lower. Let's see, still 33%. So it's not having much of an effect on the lower time frames. I'll move this out of the way so you guys can see. Yeah, it's still bad on the short time frames. It's struggling to get above 35% profitable. And the profit factor is less than 1. Let's go the other way now. Let's go up in here. Yeah, so there's still a problem here. You can't get near that 93%, but you can definitely adjust it to get better results. Again, like this is only going to be useful on the longer time frames, which are not actually that bad. Now I know to adjust the ATR multiplier. I'm really new to this, so that might be part of the problem here. And for $9, you could just try this out. It's not something that's particularly... It's not going to break the bank, right? So let's get rid of this. I'll just go through a couple of other things here. I think one of the things that these all have is an oscillator. So we go to the oscillator script right here. You can see you're supposed to sell when we're in the deep red here. So short or sell. And this actually looks pretty good. So this is on the 5 minute chart. So this would be a sell signal right here. And it did go down, which is nice. And this would be another sell signal. And we did go down at least a little bit. Looking at sell signal here, when we're above the reds, that's overbought, right? And then when it's in the green, it's oversold. So if you're deep in the green here, you'd expect an uptrend, and that's what you get. So the oscillator itself, and especially this one, actually looks quite good. This didn't work out so well, this sort of region here. But overall, this one worked pretty well. Overall, the oscillator looks pretty solid on this one. So it's pretty nice. That's on the 5 minute. Let's look at the daily really quick here. So we go to 1 day. So you can see, like, for example, this peak here, you can probably get a little bit of profits out of that. And then this one right here, there's a bit of a lag, but we got a sell off as well, so not too bad. When we're in the deep green here, we got a nice uptrend, so you get a little bit of that. Again, here we're in the red. Nice. So the oscillator actually looks pretty solid on this. So it looks like one of the better parts of it. Let's go back. I think that's all I really wanted to say about it. But let's go back and look at the trend indicator thing. So let me just close out the oscillator here. So let's get rid of that. Let's go back to the 1 minute chart on SPY and see if we followed any of my lines here. Remember at the start of the video, I put the lines. So this is pretty interesting. You can see we're not following the 5 minute line, which is this bottom one, but we're following the rough trend of this one. So it's going up, but it isn't following the line. Remember, I traced the line for what it was predicting. So it dipped more than it said it would. And then it has gone back up on this, like this sort of plot here. And if we arrive here, then we'll actually have got to the price it predicted. But we didn't follow the trajectory at all. And we certainly didn't follow the 5 minute. If we go to the 5 minute chart and then compare what's happening here, that was just it's just been completely wrong. The 5 minute should be way down here somewhere by now. So like we should be down, like just to kind of put this into perspective, looking at this bottom plot, we should be down here, like right here by now on the 5 minute, which is just not the case at all. So I have to say, overall, I'm not completely convinced that any of these tools work that well. But for $9, it's worth a try. You can go and play with it like I've been doing. Maybe you'll find with more, testing that some of these timeframes for this predictor indicator works well, or maybe you don't. Or, maybe you find that backtesting and changing the multiplier on your favorite ticker or crypto or commodity, whatever you trade, might actually work out pretty well. For me, I'm going to stick with Algo Pro just because I've used that for a long time now and it's been time tested and it has so many more things that you can tweak and test and use as confluence. So anyway, that's kind of all I've got to say about VIP indicators. If you want to buy this program, it's like I said, it's only $9. I'll leave a link in the description where you can go and get it, and I'll talk to you guys soon.